Welcome back to another show. Basketball is underway here in Chickasha, and Drover Soccer is wrapping up the season. The men are in the Senior Athletic Conference Tournament and in the finals, so let's hope they win it for us. Today we have Phil Pryor with the men's soccer team on the show to talk about their great season. This is In the Saddle.
Ball is tipped, there you are. You're running for your life. You're a shooting star. And all the years, no one knows just how hard you worked, but now it shows. In one shining moment, it's all on the line. One shining moment, they're frozen in time.
Welcome back to another In the Saddle with Drover Sports. Today we have Phil Pryor, a 4-year Drover on the men's soccer team, on the show to talk about the season. Welcome.
Thanks for having me.
So the Drovers started out kind of rough with a 4-4 start, but they've won the last 10 straight games and are hosting the conference tournament and really looking like they can go the distance. So talk about the season.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, we started off not particularly fantastic, coming in 4-4. Our confidence was very high coming into pre-season. You know, we only lost one player from last year who didn't really play every game for us. And so our confidence was very high. Along with the new players that come in, we were hoping for a particularly good start to get our season off and rolling, especially because we feel our season sort of ended prematurely last year. And that wasn't really the case, I guess. We ended up being 4-4, losing a couple of games in a row as well, which wasn't very usual for us. And so our confidence, I guess, was kind of shot a little bit. But then as soon as we come into the conference, I mean, we did lose that first game, which we shouldn't have really lost. But then, like you said, we've won the last 10 games on the bounce. And now we're in our conference final, which is great. And this is back where we used to be.
Yeah, and the Drovers actually fell out of the rankings, started off pretty high, fell out of the rankings, and now they're back up to 17. So it's a really good place, you know, here in the postseason to be. And we got lucky. We won the regular season conference championship, and so we get to host the tournament all throughout. You guys are hosting the conference championship here at Drover Pitch, 2 o'clock on Thursday. So how do you feel going into that game? We're playing St. Gregory's, who is a 7th seed, but they're on a roll right now, so they're a little scary.
Yeah, I mean, they've obviously won their last 2 games playing away both times in the conference tournament, but I mean, it didn't really make a difference who we played, I don't think. Obviously, some teams would have been easier for us to beat than others. I mean, St. Greg's just went and beat Texas Wesleyan, who we beat 6-0 in the conference, and we only beat St. Greg's 1-0 in overtime. But I mean, we're confident playing absolutely anybody in our conference. I mean, we could have easily beaten every single team. We obviously only didn't beat Texas Wesleyan, but they're irrelevant now. And so, I mean, it doesn't really matter who we play because we're always going to have chances. We're always going to score goals, and we're not going to lose this time.
Good. Well, a win will give us an automatic berth to the Drovers' 5th straight NAIA Men's Soccer National Tournament. You've been every year, you've been here. What kind of pressure is there on the team to go back, and especially on the seniors?
I mean, I guess there is a kind of added pressure for the team, as we have been for the last 4 years. And I mean, especially, I suppose, for myself, we've been every year that I've been here. And us seniors, I mean, there's 4 of us, and we obviously want to go back. We don't want to end our season without going back to the place that we've been to for the last 3 years. It just wouldn't seem the same without getting to that final location. So, I mean, there is some pressure there, but I think that we can handle that pressure as we have done in the last 3 years.
Well, with it being your senior year, how is postseason different? Is there an added pressure knowing that each game might be your last?
Yeah, I mean, like we trained this morning, and that could have potentially been my last training session, and the game tomorrow could potentially be our last game. But I mean, you try not to think about it that way, because if you do, I think it just seems a bit worse, and think, oh God, it could be my last game. Your confidence goes a little bit, thinking, oh, what am I going to do? But on the other hand, it kind of makes you want to play even harder and even better to get your team the win, so you don't make it be your last game, and that your last game would end up being the national final, which can only be the last game. And so I feel that there is an added pressure, but I think that myself and the other seniors and the whole team is going to easily handle that pressure and just keep us going as far as we can go.
So you're part of a defensive line that's had almost 30 shutouts in just 3 seasons. So what is your guys' secret? Do you just work well together, or?
Yeah, I think we have a good connection between us as a defensive line. Ourselves as a back four or a back five, as we've sometimes played, we just have a great connection amongst us guys. And whenever one person goes for one particular ball, the other person knows exactly where to go for the other ball, and we just tuck and cover. And I mean, the other added benefit that we have that other teams don't really have is our goalkeeper, Brian Byers, he overtook the shutout record, I believe, that he's taken. And so, I mean, he's obviously shown to be fantastic whenever we needed him, which not is all the time, but when we do need him, he's there to help us out.
Well, and Byers actually, in the last game, met the wins record and is looking to break that record by himself, actually, in the SAC championship. So hopefully that'll work out for him.
Yeah, hopefully so.
So in addition to soccer, you're involved in a lot of other things and aspects of student life. So talk about your other involvement.
Yeah, I mean, when I first came to USAO, I think I signed up to be an ambassador, which is basically just helping future students come in and see what it's like here at USAO. I think that was nice for the staff members involved, as they had another international student helping them out, as you get a different kind of perspective on what it's like here. And then also this year I've become an RA, which is kind of helping the students out in our living facilities, and just whenever they get locked out or if they need help for any other reason, I'm there to help. And it's great, because when you just play football, it's just kind of you're with only your football lot, which is obviously nice. It's why I'm here, and the guys are great, and I wouldn't hang out with anybody else if I had the choice. But I mean, it's nice to get a different perspective on other people's views and lives and where they've come from, and it's just nice to meet other people around campus.
Well, great. We appreciate you being here and helping out with everything else, and we look forward to a long postseason out of the Drovers.
So.
Now it's time for Fan of the Week. This year we're doing something a little bit different with our Fan of the Week. We're going to ask you a USAO or USAO Athletics trivia question. Be the first one to email us the correct answer, and you'll win your very own In the Saddle prize. Last week we asked you, where did the Drover women's basketball team play a big-time exhibition game this year? And the correct answer was ORU. Sam Hayden got it right. Congratulations. This week's question is, the men's soccer team has been to how many straight NAIA National Tournament appearances? Be the first one to email us at usaointhesaddle@yahoo.com with the correct answer to win your prize. Well, that's the show. Make sure to tune in to usao.edu/sports for details on postseason soccer schedule results and everything to do with basketball. We'll see you next time on In the Saddle.